champs, this is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Minecraft Jurassic World Edition. Today, we're going to be doing some work in the park, obviously, because that's what we do in this series, and we're getting close to the episode 100, which is going to mark our world download, so we've got lots of progress we need to make, because the goal is to have the front of the park, or at least some of the earlier sections of the park. Looking at it, we've talked about this before, but just as a recap, a little bit of spoilers over here for what we're going to be working on today, but a little bit of a recap. We're looking to get the south and the eastern sections of the park completed in time for the world download, which is going to be happening at episode 100. We've got lots of projects we're still needing to knock out. We can see the hotel is still under construction. The tugboat is still under construction. We've got construction going on here, I mean, everywhere. And so we've got lots of work to do. But we're going to be doing some of that progress today, or at least showing you guys some of the progress we've been working on. You can see that we are making progress on the hotel. We've got basically the bottom layer here, a secondary lobby layer here, and then the rooms are starting up where the wool is currently put. But we'll worry more about the hotel on a later episode. That is not what we're going to be working on today. This is actually much more akin to... Oh no! Coco, I'm so sorry! Coco, I'm so sorry! I was trying to... I didn't think you were close enough for that. There we go. Alright. We're good. We're good. We got it. We got it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're actually going to be doing some work over here on this... Oh, I should note while we're up here. I get it. Yeah. So I did go ahead and take out the netting in the front of the park here in this lake. It turned out you could still see Typhoon down there, but you realize you don't see anybody else. And even through the wall, they were able to kill each other. And so it's just not worth the trouble. These things get pretty big, as you guys can see. Typhoon's pretty big down there already. I don't know if he's full grown or not yet, but we've been doing a lot of work in this area, so it's possible. I'm really not sure. Yeah, he's pretty big, and it's just gonna have to be big enough, because honestly, just it didn't look great to begin with, and then when they were able to kill each other anyway, it's like, alright, I'm tearing this out, it's just gonna be what it is. So the front of the park, that front lake is now Typhoon Lagoon. Typhoon Lagoon, perfect. That'll be what it's known as from now on. Anyway, we are working over here, and I've been doing a fair bit of work off camera, doing some conceptualizing, because I wasn't really totally sure how I wanted this to play out. So I've done a fair bit of work already, but we're going to work a little bit on this today together as well as working on getting some more inhabitants for this. And you're like, inhabitants for what? What are we talking about? You haven't told us yet. Well, this is the Dragon Den over here. This is a very cool geographic area in our world. We don't spend a lot of time over here because it's kind of its own little thing over. We're right up, so this is the park over here. We obviously just flew over here. Yeah, Typhoon Lagoon there. We've got the mammoths here. You can see Manny and Bane hanging out down there. Bane is pretty small. I need to check in with him, figure out what's going on. But over here, Coco. Oh, Coco's not sitting. But this little area over here has always been one of those cool areas that we'd identified and was like, alright, we're going to do something with this at some point. And we've talked about, even from early on in this series, that this might end up being a Dragon Den type area. Because we originally were thinking, or you guys had originally suggested, maybe make that the aviary and things like that. But it's an awesome area, and I don't know if making it an aviary would have used it to the best of its, potential. And then there's lots of areas where dinosaurs could get out and stuff. Even if we put a big dome on it, we could go through and close all this up and stuff. But I think that this is going to end up being a better use for it. It's a little out of the way section of the park. It's going to be accessed. Well, there probably will be an access like down here or something, potentially. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. Potentially, though. It'll kind of depend on how I end up finishing off this walkway, which we'll take a look at here in a minute. That was almost unfortunate. But the main entrance for it is going to be up here, which is a section of the park that we worked on previously. So this is the east section of the park. That's the Leopleurodon enclosure, ankylosaurs, dilos, and things like this. So this path just kind of leads us down to the eastern section of the park, and really the path leads from the eastern section of the park up to the top section of the park. So there's going to be a section that goes up this way, that's going to connect up to like where the Spiral Mountain is and stuff. We're going to have, you know, rope bridges and stuff hanging between the mountains, which guests can walk on to get between the enclosures that are going to be up on top of the mountains. But also it's going to lead to the Dragon Den there. So this path goes out to the dig site. You guys know where we are. We've got the Badlands Bar and Grill there, and then we'll come up here. I'm still not in love with this path. We look at it in the journey map here. No, that's not where we want to be. It's always I had it curved like this, but in reality, I'm probably going to come through at some point and just make this a straight path, or at least make this a straight path. I don't know. This I don't care for a ton, so I might mess with that some more, especially if we're going to be using this path more frequently, and it's not going to just be kind of an eyesore. Now this kind of goes along with the terrain, which I'm fine with, and I guess this kind of did too, to a certain extent, but I don't know. We can terraform and cut it straight ahead, and I think it'll end up being better visually. But this continues on up here. We got to do a little bit of terraforming and stuff too. I just kind of threw this up, and you know, I don't like this. We'll need to blend this into the mountain a little bit more, things like that. But you know, that's little detailing work I can do off camera. Again, this is going to lead up to the sections of the park that's going to be up top. So there may be you know, a rope bridge. Well, this doesn't really have access to a whole lot of places, but you know, we could look down and, you know, we can see like this is where the Spiral Mountain comes out, and like we're gonna be probably not before episode 100 because it's not really totally tied in with what we want to do for that update, but probably up here, like where the Spiral Mountain is putting out, is going to be where we put like the Smilodon enclosure. We've got Diego out at the dig site and things like that. He's been there for quite a while, and probably the Smilodon enclosure is going to be there at the exit of the Spiral Mountain, and then, you know, we'll find ways. We'll identify where all these enclosures are going to go up on top, and put rope bridges and everything like that. One thing I do want to do, and I need to maybe you guys can even help me a bit. I'll probably end up doing some searching myself. In fact, I'm certain I will. But I kind of want to make the mountain here. So if we back up just a little bit, I want to make the entrance to this mountain vaguely dragon-like. So like you would enter through the mouth of the dragon. And I got to do something with this path too. I kind of hate how this just kind of out. You know, I'll either have to terraform it up or change the path somehow or something. But I want to kind of terraform this mountain using smooth stone and dirt and things like that. Make it look like it's a natural formation, but I want this to look vaguely dragon-like. So I've got to figure out how to do that. If you guys have any cool suggestions you've ever seen, you know, you want to tweet them to me or post them in the comments or something, please feel free to do so. But that's kind of the thought there, is I want to make this, terraform this slightly. Now, I don't want it to be like super odd. I want it to be subtle, but make this look vaguely dragon-like. So then your guests will walk through here. It almost kind of already does. You kind of have like the fang here. You know, it wouldn't take a ton, and I want it to be, you know, not like so subtle that you would miss it, but not totally in your face. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll come in here, and this is temporary. This is going to be a rope bridge. It's going to connect up to this central spiraling circle structure path here, and this will connect up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make multiple caves in this system. So like Coco here, we've got this. Whoa. Can you turn around a little bit? Here we go. We've got this natural little inlet here that has its own natural little lava flow. I guess there must have, I don't remember entirely, but there must have been a natural water flow in here too that I've since closed up or something. Because otherwise I'm not sure where this cobble would have come from, because I didn't place that there. There must have been a natural water flow at some point, or I put some water there, or I don't know, something. But like over here, so we've got this natural lava flow. We might do a little bit of terraforming in here to kind of convert this into a dragon cave, and then maybe that's where Coco will hang out. And so then when guests come up here, they can see the dragons hanging out. And then as we go around, we've got this big, beautiful valley, which we're going to continue building this you know, structure system with these walkways. And obviously there's going to be railing and stuff on this, if I can figure out a real good way to do that. And then like over here, haven't lit up everything in there yet, obviously. But over here, you know, we've got a nice, it kind of levels out in this section, and we've got a nice little alcove here. You know, we can work out making this a part, you know, some sort of dragon den cave thing as well. You know, continuing on, this section here, I really like. We're going to carve out a cave in this as well, kind of behind these waterfalls, and we'll have a dragon in there. And then this circular pathway is just going to go all the way through this really epic, you know, valley ravine sort of thing, and eventually bottom out down here. So if we can get one more level in, and then maybe make an entrance over here, because like we could do over here, which would make more sense, but this goes, let me see if I can get over there. This goes directly into, not even indirectly, this is the wall that separates the dragon den from the mammoth enclosure there, so we can't really put an entrance there. We could maybe, through this, there's a little cave here, we could maybe put a walkway, an entryway from, you know, just at the end of the mammoth enclosure or something in there. That might make a little more sense than making people come all the way around out here to that, but we'll figure it out. That's the kind of thinking that I'm gonna have to do, you know, at another point probably. All right, but yeah, so that's kind of what we're working on. And I do have, we'll have to do a cut here at some point, because these take forever to hatch. But I did want to go ahead and get a couple of dragons hatched today. Since we're working on the dragon den, we might as well. Do we have? Gotta have a material pack. Yeah, we've got wool in here. We always do. We'll make a bed real quick, and we'll sleep off this night. Got some materials I've gathered for the episode here. Let's go ahead and throw it down. Make ourselves a nice cozy little bed. Whoop, there we go. Okay, let's sleep off the night here, and then we'll head down. Really don't want to get blown up. And right now I was just kind of conceptualizing. I think even before last episode I had laid in this circle, and I tweaked it a little bit, because as I was kind of starting to lay in the walkways, like I was pretty far away from like this, and at the time I was thinking, you know, I want the center to be circular, but that maybe the rest of this would kind of grip the wall, so all of this would be enclosed with wood, which I guess I'm not totally, here, let's head back up for a second. I'm not totally against that necessarily, but I kind of like the way it is now, where it's kind of, we'll just make this kind of scaffolding structure in the middle of this valley, and do all that. Maybe at the top we could do that, but I don't know. I kind of like, you know, we'll come across this rope bridge. I kind of like the thought of that. We're going to be using rope bridges a lot in the top of the park here, kind of like we have over the new pit at the dig site. Similar in conception. In fact, I did that because I was starting to conceptualize what I wanted to do for the top of the park anyway, and I was like, I don't want to do rope bridges. Let's put one here and see how that would look. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So I mean, we could bring this walkway all the way around and things like that, but I kind of like the thought of the rope bridge. You get to see the natural beauty of this a little bit, at least still, and all that. So okay, so we've got some dragon eggs here. Now we've had a number of dragons already in the park. We've got Coco there, the fire dragon. We have Casper, the ghost dragon, and we're not going to be able to see her, but Esmeralda, the grass dragon. So we have ghost, grass, and fire. There is a large number of dragons available in the Dragon Mounts mod. One that I would like to do, I think it'd be cool to have behind the waterfalls, maybe have like a water dragon. So I think we're going to head down and we're going to hatch a water dragon. Oh yeah, I didn't finish this, did I? Is this... Okay, we can come back around at some point. Okay, so I think what we need to do is... Oh, hey Coco. Awesome. Well, you're useful, aren't you? Let's go ahead and pop this there. There we go. Okay. So that, surrounded by water, will turn into a water dragon. Now, the other thought I had, there's a number of different options. I think there's an ice dragon, there's a nether dragon, there's a Aether Dragon, so a Sky Dragon. One thing, this is a nice dark hovel here. You can also just get. Let me see if I can get one to hatch over here. Okay, so I think that one should just turn into an Ender Dragon. We don't actually have just a plain old black Ender Dragon yet, but I think that would be a good one to have in here. What other ones should we do? I don't really remember. So we've got water, fire, grass, regular, Aether, which will be the air dragon, Ghost, which is, so we have Aether, which is basically the top of the build limit, Ghost, which is basically the bottom of the build limit, Ice. That might be all of them. I'll have to look back at JC's dragon tutorial and kind of see. But for now, I think this will be a good bet, and then you guys can tell me, we've got 3 more dragons. There may not even be 3 more dragon types in the mod, so we may be able to, in fact, that's an interesting thought. Let's head through. Heading through isn't always the best idea, but we've got our Silk Touch here. Let's actually... Oh, no, that takes us behind the waterfall, which I don't want to disturb. Oh, there we go. Here we are. Perfect. I may even put in a employee access port back there. Alright, hey Manny, how's it going, buddy? Looking good, looking good. In fact, how are you looking? Let's check her. I actually recently tamed. Manny had just been sitting there, like, why are you still just sitting there? And I got the whip out. So I'd seen Poet using in one of his recent episodes the whip. And I remember Fabe trying that when it first came out and things like that, without really being able to get it to work. Oh, that's right, Bane's squeaking like a leptic tedium or something. I wonder if that's why he's not growing a ton, or maybe he's just a small mammoth. The Jurassic Craft has different size ranges. Okay, so if we put a dragon right there. Okay, so we'll get an ice dragon there. Okay, so that'll be good. We can make a little ice cave in the park, things like that. I was gonna be like, you guys tell me what dragons you'd like to see, but honestly, at this point, now Manny, be gentle. All right. So we'll let that be for now. All right. So what else should we? Do I have Well, they can't get out of here. That'll be fine. Okay. So how high do we need to be? Let's see. What level are we sitting at? Actually, I don't even need this. I can look at the sideboard. So we're at level 65 here. So that's pretty tall. It would be. I'm not sure exactly how tall we need to get in order to get the Aether Dragon, but let's go ahead and jump on Coco here. There we go. So I wanted to leave this big central spot so like we could still fly dragons in and out of here. So that'll allow us to, I mean, obviously the wool and stuff will be gone, which is crisscrossing the center, but I didn't want to, like, because this is such a cool part of the park, I didn't really want to destroy it. We're just kind of augmenting it, making it useful. All right, so let's head up here, Coco. And sit down. Ooh. Okay. She's a good girl. Okay, so we are at 156 now. Let's pull out our materials pack. Don't need this at present. Don't need that. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to pillar on up here. I think we have to be, like, almost at the build height limit. So let's just kind of head on up here. We have Pokeballs now. It was a huge pain when, like, I hatched Casper, because we hatched Casper at basically the bottom of the world. And as such, he was at the bottom of the world. We didn't have the Pokeball mod yet, and so we had to figure out a way to get this dragon up from basically bedrock level. And we weren't tame, so we couldn't fly on him even. It was a whole mess. Alright, so let's see, we're at 220. Let's finish up. Okay, so let's do that, and let's just see. I'm honestly not sure if this is high enough, but we've got enough blocks here to go ahead and make a platform. Now let's just kind of see. Okay, I think that's what we're looking for there. Oh man. Okay, so at this point, what I think I'll do is I'll bring you guys back, and we'll take a look at our new dragons, and then I'll show you guys, maybe we'll do a little bit of work even over here at the dragon den. But yeah, so I'll bring you guys back once our dragons are hatched. Alright guys, welcome back! Welcome back! It looks like our little water dragon just hatched here. What a cute little dude. Cute little dude. It's got a little Vaporeon tail going here or something. Very cool, very cool. The rest of these have been shaking for a little while. I did run back. I ended up having one Ender Pearl in my tools pack, so I used that to get off of the Aether Dragon post. I went back, made some Pokeballs, things like that. So we're actually going to go ahead, so you don't wander off, little guy. Let's go ahead and pocket you here. Let's see, Dragon Mount. It doesn't tell me the type, but that's okay. Let's get these going. So I think the Ender Dragon was the next one we put down. So that should be coming very soon. Speaking of tools pack, let's go ahead and get our bed out. Sleep off this night before it gets too dangerous down here. There we go. Oh, and I think he might have hatched. He did. He did. Okay, so there we go. Cute little Ender Dragon, baby. Standard black Ender Dragon. This dragon doesn't follow my command? Well, that's alright. He doesn't have to. He just has to go in his Pokeball. Okay. Now, I think the Ice Dragon was the next one, and I saw it was shaking too, so let's head through that way. Let's see if we can't, oh, no, still shaking, still shaking. It'll take us a couple more seconds here. We had to break through the wall and everything after placing down the other one. But yeah, so dragons are hatching. After this, we'll pillar up and see how the Aether Dragon is doing. I'm not sure if that high up, if it was loaded, or I'm honestly not a total expert in Minecraft chunks. I think if you're in the chunk, it's loaded. Even vertically, I mean, because a chunk is a horizontal designation. So I think, you know, if you're in the area, it should be loaded no matter its height. And obviously that doesn't account for spawning and things like that, because those are actually determined by different rules. But I think we should be good. So yeah, we've got a new water dragon, a new Ender Dragon. We're gonna have an Ice Dragon and then an Aether Dragon. So a lot of blue dragons. I was actually thinking, let me wait for this little dude. I was actually thinking while we were hanging out here, since we're gonna be, we probably will have a path that's gonna lead in from the ground level and connect up to this. So you can either come in from the top and go down, or come in from the bottom and go up. I was thinking this little section here that's kind of an alcove by the mammoth enclosure and things like that, it might be interesting to make this like an Ice Dragon cave down here. We could have the Ice Dragon down here, and I think all of our dragons are going to, in one form or another, have their own little abode. So even Casper, you know, Coco, Esmeralda, and we'll rotate the dragons. This will be kind of like the Dragon Sanctuary. It's not really an enclosure, but the guests will be able to come around here. These guys are, you know, our friends, our mounts. And they just need to have their own nice little place, so they're not constantly just hanging out at the dig site or sitting on top of a security tower or something like that. But you know, they also are big, giant, ancient-y reptiles. And so if dragons existed, I think they would be, you know, something that this park would definitely be interested in presenting to their guests. All right, come on, little Ice Dragon, you got it. You got it. Just hatch. Just hatch. Okay. Alright, maybe I'll bring it back. And 10 seconds later, the dragon hatches. Cute little thing. Icy. I'm glad to see that they're not being aggressive between the mammoth. Icy wings. Kind of looks like Casper in that respect. Casper's kind of got the translucent wings and the white texture and everything like that. But there we go. Dragon number 3. Now. Actually, I have Esmeralda parked where we can get to her. I came down. Coco's still on top of that mountain. I Ender Pearled like down towards the dig site as opposed to down to where Coco was, and then so Coco's kind of up there. And so when I came back, I kind of forced myself to take some fall damage, thinking Coco would come to me. But nope, Esmeralda popped over from the petting zoo instead. So it seems like they randomly will key in on you from anywhere. But yeah, so let's grab Esmeralda. We'll head up to the top here, see if we can't find our Aether Dragon. And we're going to definitely need some new name suggestions from you guys. You guys have named all of our dragons up to this point, Casper and Coco and Esmeralda here. So definitely be looking to you guys. I mean, I guess you guys have named pretty much all the dinos in the park with very few exceptions. Oh. Hang on. Really got to get rid of this wool. There we go. Alright. Let us put Esmeralda down here as well, I guess. Okay, you two hang out. We'll be coming back down this way. Let's go ahead and right here. We'll pillar on up here. See, yeah, no, we're gonna have to come down because I'm out of Ender Pearls anyway. I was like, wait, maybe I should put them in Pokeballs, but no, we'll come back down. I might Pokeball one of them. I think I've got an extra one on my bar. I made like 10 more because I was actually out. I was out of Pokeballs at this point. I've got so many Pokemon or creatures in my creature pack, awaiting new homes or whatever. That actually completely out at this point. So. Okay. I had to make a couple more, but that's alright. Actually, sounds like this little one's hatched. Yep, look at this thing! Look at this thing, man! Nice! Nice. Okay, so let's... actually, let's do this. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So we've got 4 new baby dragons today. 4 new baby dragons. I actually think, guys, that's going to be it for today, potentially. I was thinking maybe we do a little bit of work on this, but honestly, we don't have the time. We don't have the time, which is fine, well, I'll come back up here and clean this up. I was thinking, well, I'll end it up here, and we'll clean it up. We'll grab our shovel, although chances are we're going to get an invisible block to let you doing this, but that's alright. But yeah, so I hope you guys, I gave you guys kind of a view of what I'm planning to do with this area. It's coming along pretty nicely. Open to your guys' feedback, so if you guys have any suggestions at all, please feel free to let me know. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty, I think that was there. I'm pretty happy with it, I think. So, so yeah. So we'll probably keep going. I'll probably carve in a couple of the caves I told you guys about and things like that. Get some of the actual rope bridges in, etc., etc. But yeah, so that's gonna be the Dragon Den. And I'm really happy about with it, how it's going so far. Obviously, these walkways are not permanent. I mean, they're permanent, but they're not completed. It's kind of just a plain, boring walkway thing at this point. But we'll obviously be making some changes to that as time goes on. But getting the base thing in at this point, I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Torment the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave your name suggestions. Actually, let's quickly do this. Go to the Pokeball. Esmeralda. Oh. Okay. Hang on. Oh, Casper's here now too. Oh, the gang's all here. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, we're gonna call it good. I was gonna try and get these guys. We'll go down and look at all the new dragons, but we have a water dragon, we have an ender dragon, we have an aether dragon, and an air. So, water, ender, air, and ice are the 4 dragons that we have. I've got to do some work to get these guys all back where they belong. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Torment the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and let me know what you're thinking of the Dragon Den so far, and what your name suggestions are for our new dragons. Anyway, guys, have a good one.